Okay, welcome back. As you can see, this is another lesson on rearranging formulae. Plural of formula is formulae or formulas. Both are correct. And we're going to focus on anything involving fractions, anything where there's a numerator and a denominator, because it was clear that that was something that needed a little bit more practice. So I'm going to start dead simple, not V. I'm going to start with S, because I'm trying to use formulas that you might see again. S equals U plus V times T over 2. This is a formula that you might see in physics, connecting speeds and times and distances. I don't want you to worry too much about that, but what I do want to do is rearrange this formula to make, let's make T the subject. We're going to make T the subject. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this 2 here. It's being divided. How do I get rid of it? Divide by 2 and multiply 2 on both sides. Multiply by 2. Multiply by 2 on the left, we're going to get S times 2 is 2S. And multiply by 2 on the right, so that just cancels out the divide by 2. We get U plus V times T. And if we want to get T on its own, we're trying to get T to be the subject. Then I need to get rid of this U plus V. I can treat it all as one thing. Leave it in the brackets. I can just divide both sides by U plus V on the left and on the right. U plus V. And then we're going to get 2S in the top over U plus V equals T. There we are, done rearranging for making T the subject. I'm going to do one more. It's a little bit more complicated, but exactly the same principle. What if we had 3 plus A is equal to 5 over T plus C? What if we had that? And I want to change it so that, let's say C is the subject. Now I confess this is not a real life formula. This is not, I've just made this one up. But the reason it's useful is because we've got this denominator here, and we're going to have a quick look. A quick look at what happens when we want to rearrange. Well, the first thing is anything with a denominator is going to cause us problems. So nearly always, I say nearly always because I'm just wary of giving you rules, because every rule has an exception. But nearly always we want to deal with that denominator first. So let's get rid of the T plus C by multiplying both sides by T plus C. So if I multiply by T plus C, I'm going to get, let's change back to blue. I'm going to get 3 plus A times T plus C is equal to 5. Now, some of you might want to start multiplying this out first and last, or whatever it is you normally do. Resist that temptation. In fact, another rule, good rule of thumb, is unless you have to multiply out, don't. So I'm not going to expand those brackets. I want to get C on its own, so let's get rid of all of this that's in the brackets there. How can I get rid of that? I'm going to divide both sides by 3 plus A. Divide by 3 plus A. And that'll leave me T plus C. I don't need the brackets anymore because they're not doing anything. Could put them there. but they don't do anything. So I'll just rub them out again. Unnecessary. T plus C on the left is equal to 5 over 3 plus A on the right. I'm nearly done because I wanted C on its own. So all I've got left to do is get rid of the T. There. Obviously I can do that by subtracting. Subtracting T off both sides. And I'm going to get C is equal to 5 over 3 plus A. Subtract T. Another thing to be aware of is that this T is not being divided. It's not affected by the 3 plus A. It's got to come in separately because we do the division first here and then subtract the T. It comes afterwards. So don't fall into the trap of including the T. We don't want to do that. Just a word of advice. Okay, and that's about us done. So before you come to lesson tomorrow, there's two things I want you to do. I want you to jot down any questions you've got, anything you're unsure of. And I want you to bring, just on a piece of paper or in your planner, one formula that you've made up using whatever letters. You need to have at least 2 letters though, don't you? At least 2 letters, at least 2 unknowns. Let's bring one formula that you make up that we can have a look at rearranging together. Okay, hopefully that's all pretty straightforward. We'll have a chat about it tomorrow in the lesson. And I'll see you then. Bye-bye.